Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Coming to you from our new studios at the airport, actually, the Capital Region International Airport. Not a place unfamiliar to our guest, because he helped quite a few things happen here when he was in actually Congress. And Mike Rogers joins us right now. Mike, I was going to give all the things that you did and are doing, and I figured your business card must be bigger than the room here. So why don't we start with what are you doing now? And you've got a couple organizations you're heading.
Yeah, so one of the things when I left, I wanted to try to continue to find ways to engage in the national security space. So I did that in cybersecurity. It's something I had an interest in. So I've invested a little money. I've tried to advise and help build small companies, serve on some boards of some companies to try to make them a go. And it's exciting because they're startups, and all the excitement that comes with a startup, good days, bad days, running out of money.
We know
days.
startups.
Yes, so exactly. And all of that has been really phenomenal. I've really enjoyed it.
So you have stayed in that cybersecurity area, and of course your background. I mean, I remember you from FBI in Chicago.
Yeah, no. Yeah. So I served in the Army, did the FBI thing, and then of course when I was chairman of the Intelligence Committee, what really got me into cyber was somebody came in about 2004 and said, this whole cyber thing, and remember 2004, nobody was talking about this. They said, the government said, yeah, it's kind of hard, it's kind of a complex problem, but we think we got it handled.
Yeah.
And I went, and I wasn't that bright, but I went, boy, I'm not sure, that doesn't sound right to me.
Nice work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you're staying in that vein, and of course now you've made a recent announcement. You're going to get kind of more involved in policy.
So my wife and I, about 18 months ago, were sitting having coffee like everyone else in what felt the weirdest time in our lifetimes, right? The pandemic and the everybody locked in their houses. And I mean, nothing felt right. And politics certainly didn't feel right to us. And we thought, maybe let's try to change the narrative. What if we started a group, got out and around, and started talking to people about, hey, this is still an amazing country. You can still come from nowhere. It doesn't matter your zip code, your country. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. You can do anything you want in this country if you're willing to work for it.
The opportunity's here.
Oh, it absolutely is, like nowhere else in the world, by the way. And so we thought, let's get out and start sharing those stories. And then we thought, hey, if we want to impact the narrative of politics, maybe we need to show up in places like New Hampshire and South Carolina and Iowa. And we've been, getting such a great response from people, because we go in with, yes, these are hard problems. We talk about the hard problems, the strategic competition from China and why that's important. We pay attention to it. And then all the things we need to do domestically to get ready to compete. It's like a football game or whatever you train for. Yeah. This is exactly what we need to, we should have done it about 10 years ago, but okay, well, let's never, better late than never. And people have been really responsive, positive, hopeful, aspirational, and we have solutions. That's really interesting.
No, it's awesome, and I think people are kind of fed up with the way things politically are happening, and it seems like it's more important to have your team win than the country to win.
Yeah, and this is this whole thing I often talk about. We have got, politics cannot simply be about how fast I can get my fingers around your throat. Right. And by the way, get the selfie afterward to show you the red marks, right? I mean, that's where politics has gone. It's this sugar high of, slap shot, score a point on the other team, and never sit down and try to work things through so that we can solve really big problems. And that's what we're trying to do. Can we get back to that day where, and listen, and I believe this, if you're going to love your country, you have to love your countrymen, even the ones you disagree with.
No, it's true. You have to hear them out anyway.
Yeah,
that's
completely.
Important.
You got to listen to them anyway.
It's interesting because there's a few people there doing that, but not enough. Now, so with cybersecurity, this enters into that whole misinformation genre. And the problem, I think, right now, and bear me out or tell me where I'm missing, is that we have people that we knew and trust giving us misinformation.
Well, journalism is alive and well in very few places anymore, unfortunately. Yeah. And so you have everyone can be a journalist. Or let me rephrase that. Everyone can have an opinion and publicize that opinion in either social media or do your own blogs or comment on other people's media. And what we're finding is that conspiracy tends to run the day,
Yes.
and it's dangerous. And my argument is, again, we have to unpack that, and we really do need to support a strong media enterprise in America where there are people who have rules about what can get published and what can't get published. And political figures also need to be held accountable for things that they're saying that just they know to not be true. I'm not talking about having an opinion that's even out there, that's even a little crazy. Okay, you're allowed all that.
Yeah.
But make sure you're not deliberately misleading people. I think that crosses the line of good ethical behavior.
Well, you know, it's kind of interesting because I formulated a friendship with Stephen Covey when he was alive, and I will never remember his favorite line, which was first, understand and then seek to be understood. And we just don't do enough listening.
No, we do not. There's a whole bunch of great sayings on that. The reason that your ears are, bigger than your mouth is, and the reason you got two of them is probably twice.
I'm not sure that's the case with me, but well, listen, I want to tell you, it's so good to see you back in town. Any kind of announcement you want to make?
Yes, it's good to be back.
Always good to spend time with you.
Always great to see you.
All right. The Honorable Mike Rogers, former congressman and still very involved in cybersecurity and everything else that keeps you safe. You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman.